Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets have had a couple of opportunities to take the lead the last couple of trips down the floor, but to no avail. And they're trying defensively to check the big inside game of Kimbrough and Ellison. Ellison with 19 points to lead the scoring parade for the Louisville Cardinals. 19 for Hammonds, 14 in the first half. Dennis Scott with 19 points, 7 of 19 shooting. And again, it could go either way here the last 2 minutes and 13 seconds. The big key is Georgia Tech has turned the ball over 6 times in the second half to only 3 times for Louisville. Louisville scored 15 points off the turnovers to only 6 for the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. They'll be home again next Wednesday night against the Braves of Alcorn State. Tip-off at 7:30. And a week from today, Super Bowl Sunday against number 2, the Fighting Illini of Illinois, at Assembly Hall in Champaign. Tip-off at 1 o'clock. Our courtside countdown at 11:30 next Sunday morning. But again, a full house on hand, a nationally televised audience going around the world on Armed Forces Radio, and it's certainly been a great ball game.
All right, John O'Neill, the Associate Athletic Director here at Georgia Tech, reports the crowd at 9,111. It'll be out of bounds for Tech. Tech trails by 1. 2:13 on the clock. 32 seconds on the shot clock. Scott will be your trigger man front court. Scott to Brown. Brown sets it up. Louisville swings to the left wing. Louisville going to a zone defense. Louisville on the zone. To Oliver. Shot clock down to 22 seconds. Scott on the left wing. Scott works way out to Carl Brown. Shot clock down to 17. Carl Brown on the right wing. 60-59 Louisville. McNeil, top of the key, faking, not shooting. Arched off to Scott. 150. 8 seconds on the shot clock to Carl Brown. Brown driving, pulls up to Scott. Scott's long one. Scott with a three-pointer. Scott waited for it. 22 for Scott. Tech by 2. 62-60. Jackets by 2. All right, clock ticks at 1:33. Louisville's Keith Williams on the attack. Williams on the right wing to Smith. Crowd in the ball game. Williams to Payne to Ellison. Ellison's turnaround jumper, no good. Rebounded, knocked out of bounds by Louisville. Spencer out of bounds for Georgia Tech. And Louisville tells the other official it should be the other way around. And let's see whether the Louisville bench gets the call. The Louisville bench is going to get the call there. They really jockeyed him into that call. Out of bounds for Louisville, end zone. Here's a long one by Payne. Good. Payne with a three-pointer. 63-62 Louisville. 1:11 on the clock. Carl Brown will run the offense. Swings the left wing. Scott's three-pointer. Long one. No good, and a foul is going to be called against Spencer. Scott will go to the lane for the 1-and-1. And Spencer fouls Scott. It's the 1-and-1 after the shot.
That's the 4th personal foul. And the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets had a call reversed on them when the ball was knocked out of bounds. Payne hit the three-pointer to give them the 63-62 lead. And here's Dennis Scott, who's really put the offense on his back here in the second half.
All right, Scott at the gift lane for a big 1-and-1. Louisville 63. Tech 62. 1:05 on the clock in the ball game. Let's watch Dennis, the great Scott. His free throw. In the air. Good. He draws his bonus. 23 for Dennis Scott. 63-63. Hang on, brother and sister. We've got a thriller brewing, and I mean a thriller. Scott for the bonus. 1:05 on the clock in the game. Scott's bonus in the air. Scott. 24 for Scott. 64-63 Jackets. Louisville on the attack. Here's Smith passing a timeline in the offensive zone. Oliver picks him up. Tech goes man-to-man. Crowd in the ball game to Williams. To Ellison on the right wing. Ellison against Hammond. Way out court to Payne. Payne to Williams. Low post to Spencer. Spencer to Payne's long three-pointer. Good. Payne with a three-pointer. The second one in a row. 66-64 Louisville. 38 seconds. Carl Brown on the attack. Carl Brown to Oliver. Oliver over to Brown. 32 seconds. 66-64 Louisville. They're guarding Scott closely. They don't want him on a three-pointer. Here's Brown way out court with 22 seconds. The shot clock has been shut down to Oliver. Oliver driving out to Brown. Brown way out court. Scott looks. Carl Brown, and Georgia Tech wants a timeout with 14 seconds on the clock. 66-64. You remember the DePaul game, Bob? Well, Coach Crimmins set up the Scott three-pointer.
Well, you can expect probably to see the same thing. They're going to go for the marbles rather than go for the tie. I'd assume that Georgia Tech is going to go for the three with 14 seconds remaining. It's 66-64. Payne has just hit back-to-back three-pointers. Dennis Scott has hit 5 three-pointers this afternoon, including 3 of them here in the second half. He's 8 of 21 shooting. And Al, you and I have selected Dennis Scott again as our Texaco star of the game. $500 will be donated in Dennis's name to the Alexander Tharp Fund to be used by the Georgia Tech General Scholarship Fund. And let's hope that is a harbinger of things to come in the next 14 seconds as he once again puts in the game-winning shot at the buzzer, a three-pointer. And Georgia Tech can win this one 67-66. But give them credit. They have done some yeoman work against a big front line of the Louisville Cardinals here, led by Purvis Ellison. He has 19. Payne has done a great job from three-point land here in the final couple of minutes, hitting 2 three-pointers, and that really could have taken the steam out of Georgia Tech, but still, they have the last opportunity, and they want to be able to shoot the ball maybe at about the 5-second mark, perhaps, so they can get another shot. If the shot doesn't fall, kick it out and try to do it all over again. But this is what college basketball is all about. Georgia Tech trying not to make it a lost weekend. They were down yesterday by 14 to NC State.
66-64 Louisville. 14 seconds. Tech's ball out of bounds at front court. Oliver will be your trigger man. Tech sets up the stack. They work it to Carl Brown. 13 seconds. Carl on the attack on the right wing. They bring Scott out. Scott pumps a long one, and it's no good air ball. Sticks back by Oliver, and he fouled the act of shooting with 5 seconds. So the pressure goes on Oliver. He goes to the gift lane. He'll shoot 2. And a chance to tie the ball game with 5 seconds. Let's watch Brian Oliver. From the gift lane, he is 6 out of 7. 13 points in the ball game. So the pressure on Brian Oliver for 2. 66-64 Louisville. 5 seconds on the clock. Oliver's first of 2 coming up. It's in the air. No good. And now Bobby Crimmins wants another timeout to talk things over. And let's see what the Tech strategy will be here after Oliver will have to shoot his second of 2. Oliver just threw one up there hard like a brick. It hit the way it... Probably a little too tense, and that's the way it goes, Bob.
Well, he hit 6 of 7 today. He had 19 straight before missing his final free throw yesterday. And he has 13 points, and that has to be an awful tough pressure-packed situation for Brian Oliver. They're down by 2 points at 66-64. 5 seconds left to go. He gets fouled after Dennis Scott threw up a three-pointer. He wasn't really squared for the basket. It came up short. Hammonds got the rebound. He got stopped. Oliver got the rebound, a loose ball, and he was fouled. And the only thing he can really do is to get it off the glass, hope the Tech rebounds, and get the stick back to either tie it up or kick it out for a three-point shot to win it. He's going to have to miss this one. I mean, a one-point free throw is not going to do Brian Oliver or Georgia Tech any good.
Of course, the Jackets, if they do make the free throw, will set up the press with 5 seconds. So Oliver goes back in the gift lane. 66-64 Louisville. 5 seconds on the clock in the ball game. It's been a thriller. Well, at halftime it was 36-33 Tech. Tech had a 7-point lead. Louisville has a 6-point lead. Let's watch Oliver. Let's see what the Tech strategy is. Oliver at the gift lane. Free throw by Oliver is in the air. Good. 66-65. The press is on. Payne will pass in. Payne to Ellison. And they foul Ellison. Oliver fouls Ellison. The 1-1 is on. 4 seconds on the clock. So Ellison now with the pressure on. Ellison's not a great free throw shooter. 62%. So now the pressure goes on Ellison. And Tech now talking to Bobby Crimmins. If Ellison should miss it, they'll set up their strategy with 4 seconds.
Well, Brian Oliver's on the floor. Dennis Scott, Carl Brown, Tommy Hammonds, and Johnny McNeil. And now coming in for the Louisville Cardinals, Everett Sullivan. He's going to come in for some defensive pressure. And it looks like Louisville wants a timeout. And they're going to get a timeout here with the score, Louisville 66, Georgia Tech 65. You're listening to the WCNN Georgia Tech Sports Network.
Belk and Arrow team up this fall to give you traditional style with Arrow Bradstreet long sleeve dress shirts with spread collar and adjustable 2-button cuff for better fit. Easy to wear, easy to care. Polyester and cotton blend in solid colors and fashion stripes with single needle tailoring and cross-stitched buttons for increased wear. Shop now and save with Belk and Arrow.
When you got your new car, it was nothing but. But if you don't take good care of it, it gets sort of... So, to get back the in your car, try Gum Out Carburetor or Gum Out Fuel Injector Cleaner. Just pour one in your gas tank to clean your carburetor or fuel injectors and help your car run smoother and cleaner. Get Gum Out Carburetor or Gum Out Fuel Injector Cleaner today. Your car will be playing a whole new tune. Quality products of the Pennzoil Products Company.
All right, here at the Coliseum, 4 seconds left. Never Nervous Purvis Ellison out of Savannah, Georgia, going to the free throw line. He has 19 points. He's hit 1 of 2, missed his last free throw. And Bobby Crimmins trying to get his defense set. Carl Brown coming in, Dennis Scott, Brian Oliver, Tommy Hammonds, and Johnny McNeil.
All right, let's watch Purvis Ellison. 19 points in the ball game, 1 out of 3 from the charity stripe. The 1-on-1 is on for Ellison. 66-65 Louisville. Ellison free throw is in the air. Good. 67-65. Ellison cans the free throw, draws the bonus. 67-65. 4 seconds on the clock. Discussion going on with the 3 officials. Paul Huffman comes over to the scores table. All right, protect. Scott, Oliver, Hammond, McNeil, Brown. Ellison second. Coming up, it's in the air. No good. Rebounded by Oliver. Oliver on the dribble. 2 seconds. Oliver lets one go along with no good, and there's the end of the ball game. Louisville defeats Georgia Tech 67-65. 67-65. Louisville defeats Georgia Tech. Bobby Crimmins. It was a thriller, but the ball went Paul for the Jackets.
We had a tough game, but we played our hearts out. I'm very, very proud of this team. I couldn't ask any more than what they did. And I'm really proud of them. Louisville made 2 great 3-point shots. I thought we had possession with a 2-point lead. They changed their mind. It was a great basketball game, and I'm very proud of our team.
Coach Carl Brown grew up out here this afternoon, and a fine defensive performance.
He did. He really played well. We couldn't get any ball movement. He gave us a lot of ball movement.
Well, Coach, Wednesday night we'll see you for the Alcorn Braves ball game. Coach Bobby Crimmins, the head coach of the Jackets, in a thriller, 67-65. Louisville makes it 12 straight, 12-2 on the season. The Jackets lose their second straight, 10-4 on the season. Bob McCann will be back with more after this on the